Coturnix brooders are amazing. I couldn't be happier with this company.
We absolutely love these cages.
One at a time, okay, guys?
Hey guys, welcome to 2024 and the Coturnix Corner live stream. I hope all of you guys had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year's. I hope everybody stayed safe over the holiday. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up for you guys today. A lot of announcements because there's going to be some major changes here for 2024 here on the channel, and I want to share that with you. We've got some live stream scheduled with guests that I'm going to be telling you about here in a second. Really excited about those. But you probably noticed right off the bat that on the screen here, we've got a few more business logos than we normally have. And what's going on for 2024 is we actually picked up a few new channel sponsors who are going to help, donate with hatching eggs and whatnot for the giveaways. And I think that's a really good idea because instead of putting the burden all on one business to donate hatching eggs every week, now we've got multiple businesses. So the burden's not going to be near as heavy on them. And also you guys are going to get a variety of hatching eggs from different bloodlines and different breeders. So first off, we have Hatching Time, who donates a $50 gift certificate every week to give away on the live streams. They've been with us for a couple years now, and I talked to Ryan and Yagiz, and they agreed to go ahead and go another year. Thieving Otter Farm, which is Rebecca Lynch. She is signed on for 2024, as is HP Murray from Gopher Ridge Quail, and Jennifer Bryant from Bryant's Roost. So I want to say thank you very much to the sponsors for stepping up and agreeing to help out on the channel as far as hatching eggs and, giveaways go. It is much appreciated. I also want to give a shout out to our channel moderator, Kerry Blackman. He is from Double R Farms. He's over in the chat room, kind of takes care of the chat just to make sure we don't get no, people in there that are being idiots. And he also, puts up links to different websites or whatnot, email addresses, stuff that we mentioned here on the channel. So as far as what's coming up for 2024, I've got 2 shows scheduled for later this month. The first one is going to be on the 9th of January, and that is with Jennifer Bryant, and she is going to be talking about shipping and shipping procedures. So that's going to be really helpful to the people who want to get into shipping, hatching eggs and whatnot. And then also we have scheduled for the 23rd is Michael Rose from Southwest Game Birds and Rebecca Lynch from Thieving Otter Farm are going to come on and talk about breeding celadons, everything you need to know about celadons. So that's going to be a really interesting live, guys. Make sure you check that one out. We do have coming up later this week the annual or the yearly recommended breeders list. I've got it just about finished. All I've got to do is do a little bit of editing and put it on, and I'm hoping to have it uploaded probably within the next 2 days. So keep an eye out for that. We've got some really great breeders on there, and we've also got a list of new and upcoming breeders that we're going to be listing this year. And we'll go in more into that when we actually do the video on that one. We are going to be announcing today our Coturnix Corner program winner. We're also going to be announcing the winner of the Facebook cover photo contest, which we held over on the Facebook group. For those of you who want to get your kids signed up or entered into the Coturnix Kids program, you can head on over to coturnixcorner.com, and you'll have to sign up for the website. If you're not already registered, you'll have to sign up. But once you're registered, there is a link at the top of the main page. It says Coturnix Kids Program. That'll tell you everything you need to know as far as what's expected and how to get your kid entered into that. It's a really great program, guys. We got a lot of sponsors who donate prizes for the kids to kind of get them started with quail. A lot of really great prizes, and I'm going to show you those prizes here in just a second. But yeah, if your kids are interested, and the nice thing is if they enter, say they enter this month and they don't get called or they don't get selected, their entry stays in for the entire year. So, you know, they have an option, or they have the ability to win, you know, in future months. So let's go ahead and first bring up our winner of our photo contest over on the Facebook group page, and that is going to Tyler Russ. And the photo that you're seeing there is the actual photo that won. It's got the overlays on it, which is what it looks like over there on the Facebook group. But Tyler, I want to say thank you very much for the entry. There was a lot of great photos, guys. It was really hard to select one, but I like the photo that she submitted. It's got good depth of field. It's a nice close-up of the bird. So yeah, that will be up there for 6 months, and then come June, we'll go ahead and do another photo contest. But Tyler, you are going to get a Coturnix Corner tumbler. You're also going to get a 20 count of Thieving Otter Farms hatching eggs. So I don't really need to write that down, but I just want to make sure I don't give away Thieving Otter Farms again today. So congratulations on that, Tyler. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody who uploaded photos. There were a lot of good photos in there. Okay, the next one that I want to bring up is our winner of our Coturnix Kids project, and that is going to Susan Malone. This is her little write-up. She said, "My name is Susan. I am 6 years old. I was very sick last year until we found out it was chicken eggs. I'm allergic. I miss my eggs, so we did some research and found out that I could have duck eggs, but Mom said no to having ducks. They're too messy. We tested me for quail allergies, and I could have those. So I tell everyone about my quail. My best friend is now eating quail eggs, and she likes them better than chickens." Also, Susan made a really nice video that I want to show you guys how she actually does her own quail egg cooking. So here's the video on that.
Hello, I'm Susan. I'm going to show you how I'm 6 years old, and I'm going to show you how to make quail eggs, and I'm going to show you how small they are to a chicken egg. So here's a quail egg. There are spotty. So, and this is, but you're going to use these because they're very small. If you don't use them, shell will go everywhere. So mostly you use these. So I'm going to do this one first. Just doing one. And you get it right onto the pan. They cook very faster than chicken eggs. So you're gonna go back and forth for them. So when they flay out and when it's almost done, just get out my plate. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if this stuff is still yolky, you have to wait until it's done. And this is you're gonna get the plate ready. I'm gonna move it over. And bye.
That was great. I love that. I love the fact that she is grown up enough to be able to cook her own eggs. That is really cool. So Susan, congratulations on winning this month's Coturnix Kids Project. You are going to be getting quite a few prizes sent to you. Hatching Time has or is going to be sending you out a 2-unit layer cage. You're going to get a bag of feed from Homestead Harvest. You are going to get an incubator from Bryant's Roost. You're going to be getting some hatching eggs from Thieving Otter Farm. You're going to get a Tractor Supply gift certificate. You're going to get some waters and feeders from Sunny Place Homestead. You're going to get a Coturnix Kids tumbler. That's coming from the community. So keep an eye out for that stuff, Susan. They'll probably start shipping this week, I imagine. What's going to happen is you're going to get your incubator first, and then we'll ship your eggs out to you. We want to make sure that you've got all your equipment and you're ready to get going before the eggs, get shipped out to you. So again, Susan, congratulations. Thanks for your entry, and I hope you enjoy all the prizes that are being sent out to you. Okay, what is next on the list? Okay, I did talk about our sponsors. You can see them right here, but I got another screen that's got all the sponsors listed on it. Again, we got Hatching Time, Thieving Otter Farm, Gopher Ridge Quail Farm, and Bryant's Roost. So big shout out to them guys. I really appreciate everything that you guys have offered to do and have been doing for the channel. Okay, next on the list, we are going to be doing some giveaways. Thieving Otter Farms giveaway already went to Tyler for the photo contest, but we are going to have a 30 count of mixed hatching eggs from Bryant's Roost. We're also going to have a 30 count of mixed hatching eggs from Gopher Ridge Quail, and then somebody's going to get a Hatching Time gift certificate. Now, if you guys haven't received or haven't won on the channel here, if you could comment over in the chat room, I haven't won or something like that. I'm trying to think what you can comment. Just so I know that you haven't won yet, because I have found out that I've picked a couple winners twice or 3 times actually. So I kind of want to eliminate that for at least this round. But we will, like I say, we've got plenty of hatching egg sponsors now. So eventually we're going to run out of people to give them to anyhow. So, all right, guys, I guess we can go ahead and jump over into the chat room and see who all's in the house tonight. And then later on in the show, we'll go ahead and announce the winners of the giveaways. So let me get over into the chat room here. Okay, we got something going on here. I lost my camera. Guys, are you still seeing me or hearing me? I don't know what happened here. I've been having some issues with the one camera, and I don't know. I thought I had it fixed, but it doesn't look like it's working. Oh, geez. Just what I need. What a way to start out the new year, huh? Okay, if somebody can comment, if you guys can still see me. I don't know if it's just my screen or what. And if you can hear me. Okay, Spartman says it went black. Okay. All right, well, I lost my camera again, guys. This happened a few weeks back, and I thought I had the problem taken care of, but I guess my camera has died on me. Darn it. Let me see if I can't. Okay, Thieving Otter Farm saying that you can hear me. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because the microphone is run directly into the streaming computer, and the camera is separate. We're not using the camera mic, so. All right, let me see what I can do here. Maybe I can bring it up on my iPhone. Give me a minute, guys. Technical difficulties. we've got a camera there. We've got the iPhone. Okay, are you guys seeing me okay now? If you can comment, let me know if you can see it now. I'm seeing a screen, but I don't know if it's transmitting or not because it's Wi-Fi from my phone over to the streaming computer, so I don't know if it's working. Okay, you're back. Okay, yep. Everybody says they see me. Okay. There's probably going to be some lag, guys, because I am picking up the video off of my iPhone, Wi-Fiing it over to my streaming computer, and then the audio is obviously coming from the streaming computer. Unbelievable. What a way to start out the year, huh? Okay, let me jump over into the chat room. We're not going to be able to go that long, guys. So I'm looking at my phone. I got about 15% battery left. And using the camera, it's not going to last long. So let me just run through real quick, see if there's any questions. And I can pick a couple winners before that gets too late. Oh, let's see. Again, shout out to our moderator. Double R Farms is in the house. I appreciate that, Carrie. And I hope you saw the pictures of the Rhode Island Reds. I'm sure you did because you commented on it. They're doing great. They're growing like weeds, and they're starting to get really friendly. I got one rooster in there who decides to run up to the gate every time I'm out there and kind of greet me at the door. He's a character. So let's see. I'm not going to read all these guys. If we have some comments that I think are worth reading, we'll go ahead and put them on there. Clifton Bucks in the house says, Happy New Year to everyone from South Mississippi. We had a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day hatch, 45 so far. Congratulations, Clifton. That's a good, decent hatch. Let's see. Lauren Corns in the house says, Happy New Year. Update, our broody Cerama chicken hatched 9 of 12 quail babies. Wow, that's cool. Let's see who else in the house today. Nabiki's joining us. Says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Nabiki. Glad you could join us today. Katie's in the house. Says, hey, everyone. Happy New Year from Southern California. Looks like I'm going to have to get a new camera, guys. I thought I had the issue straightened out with the Panasonic here, but I thought it was just the cable that hooks from the camera up to the computer, but it looks like it's something else. Anita Garrett's in the house. Hello, Anita. Glad you could join us. Laura's Micro Broodery. I love that name. Hello, my fellow fluffer nutters. Thieving Otter Farms in the house. Glad you could join us, Rebecca. Andy Rabbit says, I can't wait till they come on and talk about the Celadons. Yeah, that's going to be a really good live stream. Michael and Rebecca are both very well versed in Celadons. I am not. I've never had Celadons, and I never really looked into, the genetics behind producing Celadon colored eggs or Celadon eggs. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to the next week. Jennifer Bryant's coming on. She's going to be talking about the shipping procedures. That's going to be another really good one because I noticed we've got a lot of people who are, got into quail over the past year and so, and they're already starting to, think about shipping their own eggs and stuff. So it's definitely going to help out. Samantha Stratton says, I'm curious about the Celadons as well. Bill Thompson says, I'm considering gradually getting rid of my birds, keeping enough hens for eggs this winter. Who do you recommend for a breeder to start from scratch in the spring for a good temperament? Our 3 sponsors, all of them breed and select for temperament, good attitude, no aggression, whatnot. Thieving Otter Farm. Rebecca does an amazing job of. She's probably the most selective person I've ever met when it comes to her quail. But Bryant's Roost and Gopher Ridge, they both have excellent birds. So any one of those three would be a good bloodline to start with. A bunch of people are saying congratulations, Tyler. Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. You did amazing posting that. And Double R Farm says you too, Susan. As far as I've already got shipping information on both them people, so we're not worried about that. But yeah, they both did great. I mean, really nice photo, and we do the photo thing every 6 months. So, come June, we'll have another contest, and you guys can enter your photos then. But yeah, that was a really nice photo. I love the depth of field on it, so worked out good. RJ Enterprises says, question, I heard that English white quail had white meat. I thought all quail had basic dark meat. Is this true? I had some English white quail for a while, but never processed them. As far as I know, all quail, all color varieties, all have the exact same color meat. There is no white meat quail. They're all dark meat. Okay, a whole bunch of people saying, okay, cool. I'm getting into the ones of the people who said that they haven't won yet. Which is good. And I definitely want to start giving people a chance, that haven't been selected yet. Because I was having, some of our sponsors or people that come on the show help with the giveaways, but they might select somebody that I selected a previous week, or I might select somebody that they've selected. It's really hard to keep up on it. So I want to give everybody an opportunity, to get some hatching eggs and or a $50 gift certificate from Hatching Time. So we will come back and select some people here in a second. I just got to watch my battery on my phone to make sure that it doesn't crap out on us. Okay, I got a whole bunch of people saying I haven't won yet. I hear you, but can't see you. Okay, this must be when we died out. All right. Glad we got a bunch of people commenting on what's going on here as far as, I hear you, but I can't see you. So sounds like you guys are paying attention to me anyhow. Sound is great. That's cool. HP Murray's in the house. Says hello from Dry, Georgia. Glad you could join us, HP, and thank you again for stepping up and being a channel sponsor for 2024. We do appreciate it very much. Bob says, Happy New Year. Welcome to another challenge. Absolutely. And yes, G. Michael, I am able to go on my phone. I actually have NDI installed on my phone, so I'm still streaming from the live stream computer, but I'm getting my image from the phone, which is probably why you guys are seeing a little bit of a lag in the image. Spartman says, this must be the radio version of the show tonight. I got to get back into doing the boy, I just went blank there for a minute. I started thinking about something else. What do they call the stupid things? Can't even think of it. Anyhow, podcast. My God, it's hell getting old, guys. If you can at all help it, don't get old. Elizabeth says, I just want to say I really enjoy these lives. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Maury's in the house, says old age difficulties. All right, Maury. That's funny. Yeah, but you're right behind me, dude. So, okay, now we're getting back to everybody saying video is back. Samantha saying it's lagging, but you're visible. Yeah, that's going to happen when we're trying to NDI over from one device to the other. Uh, Jesse Benborn, what makes a celadon? A celadon is a gene that the bird carries that makes it lay blue colored eggs. Um, like I said earlier, I'm not real versed in the celadon genetics, but basically, when the birds carry that gene, both the hen and the rooster, the hen will lay the blue colored eggs. So that's basically what it means. But watch the video on the 23rd with is it the 23rd? Yeah, the 23rd with Rebecca and Michael. It's going to be a lot of good information on that one. Mason Fields in house says, "Hey everyone, with Big Spring Quail, wishing everyone a happy New Year." Glad you could join us, Mason. Megan says, "Going to be making the DIY incubator this month. First time quail farming." Cool. If you need any help, if you have any questions on the build or setup or tweaking it, feel free to reach out. I try to help people out as much as I can on that. I do want to. I'll plug the DIY box. We do have a over on GulfCoastQuail.com. We do have a kit that we put together, which is basically the box, but it's all pre-cut out. All you've got to do is assemble it. Everything's done on a CNC machine, so it's all precision cuts. It looks really good. And it's easy to put together because I made it to where there's only one way you can put this thing together. And if you really can't screw it up. So Mary Howard's in the house. She says, "At least the camera lasted through the egg cooking with Susan." Absolutely. That was so cool. I'm glad you guys, Mary is one of our judges on the panel that selects the winners for the Coturnix Kids Project. And I am so happy that they selected Susan. She did an amazing job. And for her and her family to, figure out that she's allergic to chicken eggs and then go out of their way to do the testing to find out what kind of eggs that she can eat. And just the fact that she, stumbled across quail eggs is great. So I love it. Olive says, "Question. I had one black hatch from my Thieving Otter Farm eggs a couple weeks ago. Can I line breed that bird to eventually get more from its kids being possible carriers of recessive black?" Be honest with you, Olive, it'd be a whole lot easier for you to just reach out to Rebecca and get some more black eggs and hatch them out. The problem with that you're going to run into breeding that black back to, say Pharaoh or Groufy is you're going to throw so many different colors. It's going to take you so many more generations to try to produce that black again. It would be much easier to just reach out to Rebecca or anyone else that's selling the black lines and get birds that have, already gone through the whole selective process of producing them. Because like I say, you're going to go through a lot of generations trying to produce more blacks. I mean, the way Rebecca has it now is black to black breeds true. It's 100% black offspring. And if you breed it to a Pharaoh, you're going to get all kinds of different colors popping out. Amanda says, "Can't wait for the Celadon discussion too." Yep, it's going to be a good one. Laurel's Microbrewery said, "Celadon eggs are gorgeous, blue color, small with mottled plumage, shy bird, difficult to breed." Okay, I've never heard that as far as being difficult to breed. I know that it's once you've got a pure Celadon line going, the color of the bird, like I see a lot of them that are, EB, whether they're scarlets or Tibetans or whatnot, that are Celadon layers. I mean, I think any color can be a Celadon layer, but I've never heard that they were difficult to breed. It might be difficult to keep the blue coloration going all the time, especially if you're going to be, outcrossing them to a different colored bird. But yeah. Debiki says, "Someone sent me a Surfola action camera for Christmas. I know it can interface with a phone. I think it can interface with a computer too, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's a GoPro knockoff." I actually have a couple GoPro knockouts. I can't remember the name right now. They're 4K cameras. They do really good. But they're, like you say, they're an action camera. But I never tried linking it up to see how much time we got left here. I just put a new phone, guys. I just put a new phone in my, or I'm sorry. I just put a new battery in my iPhone, and I was going to take it in and have it done, but I stopped by one of them little camera shops up at Walmart, and the guy said he wanted $90 to put a battery in it. I'm like, you got to be crazy. So I went on Amazon and I found a battery for $30 and came with the whole kit to install it. And for someone of my age, it was a little bit of a challenge because I didn't realize some of the screws inside there were as small as they were, but I did manage to successfully get the old one out and put the new battery in, and I didn't lose any screws. And so it seems like this battery is holding a lot better as far as the percentage, because the old battery, if I was down at 20%, 5 minutes in, I would be, let me see if I can pull that up again. 5 minutes in, I would be almost down to nothing. So that this new battery seems to be holding up really well. If it does go black, I mean, guys, it's maybe the battery's lying to me as far as the amount of charge left in it. Just been born says, can bluebirds look almost black as chicks? I don't think so. I mean, if you're talking about the blue line spelled BLAU, I don't believe so. They're more of like a fawn coloration. That would be a good question for Rebecca Lynch because she does breed blues. So yeah, reach out to her and see what she says on that. Or Rebecca, if you're still in here, if you want to chime in on that one, that would be great. Tommy says, would love to know good breeding practices for Celadons. Well, that's coming on the 23rd, so make sure you're here. Megan says, question, do you all sell feathers? I never have. I don't have any birds right now to worry about. I never have. I did sell birds, whole birds, to a guy who was, I guess, butchering, and he was saving the feathers for fly tying. But as far as, just selling parts of the birds or just the feathers, I never have done that. But I've heard of a lot of people that have. Andy Rabbit says, I don't think Celadons are too hard to breed, but you need passion to breed them to do so. Yep. Jennifer Bryant's in the house says, hi, Happy New Year. Glad you could join us, Jennifer. And also thank you for jumping on the sponsorship bandwagon for the channel. Amanda says, question, at what age in the winter is safe to let our quail go to the outside cages? Once they're fully feathered, which is, usually by 4 weeks of age, they're feathered out enough to where they can pretty much handle, hot and cold temperatures. Well, kind of dumb to say hot, but handle, pretty cold temperatures. Just make sure that they have a way to get out of the weather, whether it's, a box or something that they can go into to get out of the wind, out of the rain, out of the snow, whatnot. But I would say by 4 weeks of age, that would be fine. Now, my birds, I was taking them out of the brooder at 2.5 weeks and putting them in grow-up pens, and some of them out in the aviary, and they all did fine. But I'm in Florida, and our temperatures are a little bit warmer than the rest of the country right now. Ethan says, I'm currently, because of beginner and not a fan of my current water setup, is there anything you can recommend for me to try? Well, I don't know what you're using as a current water setup. I've always used, it's basically a gravity-fed water system where the cages are all plumbed with PVC pipe, and I use the horizontal nipples. Those always worked well for me. The chicks, I will use the little 1 quart watering bottles that has the small basin on it for the chicks. But yeah, the plumbed water system, the PVC plumbed water system with the horizontal nipples works really well. and you can use a 5-gallon bucket up top, so you don't have to add water every single day. Fawn says, got the shipping email for my Terry baiter. Cool. Yeah, I had a couple of them go out this morning, and I believe I got a couple more going out tomorrow. So, Gunner's Mate says, I'm going to try to pimp out my Terry baiter with custom paint. I'll let you know how it comes out. Yeah, cool. Share a picture with it over on the Facebook group, or email it to me. I'd love to see it when you get it done. Just be really careful of the type of paint you use, because I don't know how that foam's going to react to like an oil-based paint or any type of thinners or whatever. So I would definitely do it on a test piece first before you do it on your box. Lauren says, any updates on possible Celadon health issues? The only thing I can tell you about the Celadon health issues is what Klaus Marshall said in his live stream on the channel here. So if you want to go back and watch that, like I say, I don't do Celadons, and I never have, so I really haven't seen it. That would be another good question for like Michael Rose or Rebecca Lynch, somebody that's worked with Celadons longer. And I believe Bryant's Roost is now doing Celadons also, so you could check with her. Vaughn says, can you paint the Terry baiter? That's all testing, guys. I never have. And I've never seen one painted yet. The only thing that I've seen, somebody bought some like door skin wood, and they cut it to fit the sides and I believe the top and the door and the back, and stained it up real nice and finished it, and then glued that onto the foam. That looked really nice. That made it look like a solid wood incubator. But mine, the whole point behind those DIY boxes was to have a very cheap option that people could build, and yet have an incubator that performs as well as an incubator that costs 4 or 5 times as much. So, but yeah, give it a shot and see what it does. I'd love to see the photos of them. Olive says, what are your favorite sex links pairings? Is it any roux or non-roux? Does it matter if the males or females have that roux? There's a really good video that Allie from Maine's Confetti Quail Farm did about roux, and that's in our one of our playlists. Check that one out. It talks a lot about roux and what is required. But basically, if you take a rooster that's carrying roux and breed it to a farrow, that will produce all Egyptian colored hens, and all your roosters will be farrow colored. So it's kind of like a sex link operation there. And you can do that too with other color varieties, not just farrows. So I love the roux. I love the Egyptians. I love, the scarlets and the range. Roux is neat. It's a good color to work with. Don says, I love Susan's video. Yep. Don is another one of our judges on the judging panel for the kids program. Tommy Logan says, can you encase the Terry baiter in wood? Absolutely, guys. You guys can do whatever you want to the DIY box on the outside of the box. The inside and the way it's set up is what's most important as far as, making a good incubator, insulation, holding humidity, holding temperature and whatnot. Anything on the outside is just going to be cosmetic. So yeah, go ahead and do what you want. Jesse been born out of the black feather sexable. No, they are not. They are not feather sexable. They will have to be vent sexed when they grow up. Uh-oh, I'm getting a warning from my camera. Carl says, have you ever tried putting a double glass door on the DIY incubator? No, it can be done if you're in a location where you're worried about cold air penetrating the incubator through the glass. or not holding the heat as well because you don't have that dead air space in between the glass, you can go ahead and do it. I have found that it's really not necessary. I have my incubators out in the shop during the wintertime, and it will drop down into, the low 40s out in my shop, and the incubators never had a problem keeping up. The heating elements would stay on a lot longer because it took a little bit longer, to hold that temperature up there. But yeah, I mean, if you want to double insulate the doors, that's fine. You could do that. But I really don't need I don't think it's necessary unless you're in, like a place where it's really cold and you need it. But like I say, being down here in Florida, I really don't need it. And I've never heard of anybody that had to double insulate the glass in order to keep the temperature inside the box. I do want to say one thing. I'm tired of talking about the incubator on the live streams, but there was one update that I made to the incubator. A couple of people had reached out to me and said, are you going to make a cutout for the wires, the plugs that on the egg turners for the wiring, so it can come out of the box without them having to cut a hole? I did program that into the CNC machine. So now, yes, all the incubators that have shipped, the last 4 or 5 that shipped all have that cutout. If I sent you a box that had one of the sides, the right side, without the cutout, you can do it with a X-Acto knife or a razor knife, real easy. But I thought, I'll go ahead and do it, and that way people can run their cords for their egg turners out the side without an issue. Laura's microbrewery says, woohoo, $30 phone battery score. I think they were having some type of a sale on them. But I'll tell you what, I don't ever want to have to do it again. Amanda says, maybe encase the cherry baiter in PVC wallboard so it's easy to clean. Yeah, like I say, I wasn't too concerned with encasing it in anything. To me, the pink looks just fine. Yeah, it is a little susceptible to getting dings and dents in it because it's foam. It's just the nature of foam. But foam is really cheap, guys. Well, I won't say really cheap. It went up. It's like $32 a sheet now. But yeah, I mean, if you want to cover it for a cosmetic look, that's fine. Laura's microbrewery says, I sell feathers for crafting and fishing, but sell more whole wings for pet treats. There you go. Just been born. I don't know how you say your name, but just been born. How many eggs does cherry bait hold? If you use the egg turners that I recommend, which I designed the box around, which are the little giant egg turners, and you put the quail rails in it, it will hold 240 eggs in the incubator. Without the quail rails, it's going to cut that number down to like 120, I think, almost in half. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know what the original chicken rails hold. Exactly. And he says, you guys should ask Terry if he has an extra piece of foam he could send to test paint on. That's a good idea, Andy. I guess I could throw a little chunk in there. The first batches that I sent out, I did have some small pieces that I put in the corners of the boxes just to keep them, the boxes a little more stout so we, they wouldn't get damaged. But I guess I could do that. Or you guys could just run up to Home Depot and for $5 you can get a 2 foot by 2 foot piece and paint that to your heart's delight. Laura says, wish I could share a video of a tegu lizard eating and loving quail eggs. You can do it over on the Facebook group page. You can upload videos to that. I'm sure people would like to see that. Lauren says, if people find issues with paint, you might be able to seal the foam first and then paint on that. I have spare foam working on my old house. I'll update on Facebook if I discover any good methods. Okay. The foam is sealed on the outside. It's got like in other words, it's not porous. They seal it with some type of a sealant before it goes out. But whether or not that will hold paint or if it's going to prevent the paint from eating into the foam, that I can't tell you. And he says, I wanted a tegu lizard so bad when I was a teenager, but my mom said a hard no. I never got one. Yeah. Yeah, I used to do all the reptile stuff back in my younger days. Nabiki says, my mochi rice is done, so I need to go make mochi while it's still hot. Have a great year, everyone. Thanks, Nabiki. Appreciate you joining us today. Emma says, what are your hatch rates with the Terry Baiter? I've had hatch rates. I've had 100% hatch rate in my DIY box. But basically the same as you get in any other incubator. On my own eggs, I was getting, 80% plus on shipped eggs, sometimes, as low as 40, 20, 30%. The incubator does what it's supposed to do. It incubates the eggs. Now I've got so many commercial incubators that, different companies have sent me. I use the commercial incubators to incubate, and I use my DIY box as a hatcher. So, but it still works just as well. Andy Rabbit says, I don't have a Home Depot or Lowe's near me, so I didn't think of that. Yeah, I hear you. Well, Andy, if you buy one, I will send you an extra piece of foam. Chris says, what is a fair price for roos and hens 2 to 3 weeks old? It's going to really depend on your location, how many people around you are keeping quail, color variety. I've seen 2 and 3 week old quail go for as little as, $3 and $4 a piece, all the way up to $20 a piece. So, I would say a fair price for a 3 week old bird that's off the heat, as long as it's of decent quality. It's not mutts. $10. That's somebody had to hatch that bird. Somebody had to feed that bird for 3 weeks. So, yeah, $10 is fair. All right, we actually made it down to the bottom of the list. I can't believe it. And why am I seeing comments over? Okay, they are popping up. Emma says, the foam board has a plastic coat, so it's easily wipeable for those concerned with painting to keep it clean. Yeah, I know they do have some type of plastic coating over it. So cool. All right, let me grab a couple people here for the giveaways. Phone battery is getting down there. Carrie, if you're still in the house, if you could post my email address, terry@coturnixcorner.com, for the winners. I need you guys to send me your shipping information. Make sure I get a good phone number and also a good email. If you're emailing me from an account that you don't check much, put in an email account, because a lot of times the shippers want to ship you, your tracking number and information, or if they got a question. So make sure that you give me all the information you can. Bill Thompson says, Barado incubators work great. I would never need to hatch more than 50 or 60 eggs, so it works. Yes, they do. I have 2 Barados. I have the Lumia 16. I also have the Real 49, and they get constantly filled up with eggs, when I'm hatching out eggs. So, I've got a lot more comments here. Olive says, question, I have a jumbo brown that seems pretty stunted compared to its hatchmates. I'm planning on taking photos and asking the page later. Still active in eating and drinking, just tiny chances of it surviving. Most likely is a bird that has what's known as failure to thrive. And they're always a little bit behind everybody else. They don't seem to grow as fast. They don't compete for food and water as well as all the larger birds do. If the bird's still alive and you don't want to cull it, you could always put it aside as a pet or whatever, but I definitely would not use that bird in your breeding program. There's no need to, keep or put those type of genetics into your program. So, yeah. Megan, definitely throw it away. Don't ever eat an egg that you tried incubating. it's not going to be healthy, believe me. Okay. All right. I got to get on here and see. I actually have to scroll back up because I got to. Man, I can't believe how many comments we had in here. Okay. I think I got it figured out here. All right, Mark S. You are going to get a $50 Hatching Time gift certificate. I believe Carrie put all the information needed down below. Where are we at here? Yeah. Double R Farms is our moderator. Winners, make sure you put your email, name, address, email address, phone number to terry@coturnixcorner.com. So Mark S., you got the $50 hatching gift certificate. Jesse Benborn, you are getting a 30 count of Gopher Ridge quail. It's a mixed batch of quail. And Katie Dennison, you're going to get some eggs from Bryant's Roost. So, again, email me with all your information, and I will get that info to the right people, and you guys will be getting some hatching eggs. All right. Jesse Benborn says, which Barato models are the best? I have had excellent luck with both of mine. The Lumia 16 and the Real 49. They both do an excellent job. The only thing I would not recommend purchasing is the humidity pump. Barato did, the pump works great, but it doesn't know when to turn off. I mean, you've got a humidity probe that you stick inside the box, and once it reads the humidity that you set that you program into the pump, it's supposed to stop the pump. Well, it does stop the pump, but if your box never gets up to the humidity, or if your incubator never gets up to the humidity that you want, like just say you're going into lockdown and you put in 65%, if it never reaches that point, it keeps pumping water. And I've seen it already happen twice that you can flood your incubator. So I don't recommend that pump. The only thing that I do is I fill both wells when I go into lockdown, and it does just as well. It does just as well as the pump. You just got to, monitor it yourself. Let's see. I know I saw a couple more. Yeah, don't worry about the Barato incubators. It's a good investment if you want a decent incubator. Same with the Brinzias. Brinzias are a really good incubator. Yeah, the Barato is available at Premier One. Megan says, can you use hatching time baskets in the DIY incubator? You can if you take what you got to do. When I ship the box, I have some wooden rails that are used to glue on the sides of the door, the sides of the box, and on the hatching tray rails or the egg turner rails, just to protect the foam. But if you were to take two of those rails or two of those boards, cut them to fit across the incubator, then yes, you can slide any hatching time box or any hatching box that will fit. Let's see, I think the width is 16 inches. So anything that's 16 inches or less, you can slide it right in there and use that. I am designing a hatching tray right now that I'll have available on the website here pretty soon. I'm just trying to figure out some minor things that I've run into. It's just another thing that you can build to go along with your incubator. So yeah. All right. Just been born. What is Premier One? Do a search on Google Premier One Supplies. It's a company out in the Midwest that sells a bunch of poultry supplies, and they are a authorized Barato dealer. And John Johnson is he's a member over the Coturnix Corner website. He works there at Premier One. Really good guy to deal with as far as any questions you might have on the Baratos. Chris says, how many quail do many of the watchers on the live have? Don't know. I can tell you right now, I don't have a single bird. I have 6 chickens out back in the aviary right now. But I am going to start hatching this month. I got to finish up my quail cage for out back, and then I will start hatching again. All right. Well, that brings us down to the bottom of the list. I can't believe we made it. Percentage. This battery is doing really good on this phone. I'm glad. So, guys, we did good tonight too. It looks like we still got 81 people in here watching, which is good. And we actually made it an hour, which I'm surprised with this phone. So, guys, thanks for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone, enjoyed tonight. Jennifer Bryan says, Chris, I have about 3,000 birds. That's a lot of birds. I want to thank you guys for joining me. The channel wouldn't be where it's at now without you guys. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the sponsors that have stepped up to the plate and offered, hatching eggs to give away to you guys. Thanks to Carrie Blackman from Double R Farms for moderating the channel. But I hope you guys have some really big plans for 2024 as far as your quail are concerned. And don't forget, next week we will have Jennifer Bryant here. She's going to be talking about the shipping procedures. So that's going to be an interesting live. And also later on this week, and you guys probably get notification, but I'll post it over on Facebook anyhow, I am releasing the recommended breeder list for 2024. So check that out. So guys, thanks again. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the issues with the camera and the laggy stuff here, but we will get that fixed up. I got another camera that I can hook up and use that one. So have a great week, great weekend. Don't forget, join us Sundays at the Morning Musings. Pull that up real quick. Coffee and Quail with Terry, Sundays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the channel. So, all right, guys, enjoy. I hope you guys had a good time tonight. I know I did. We will see you Sunday.